I do have no sound effects.
I'll do it. I'll do it myself.
You want to start off with some sound effects?
I'm messing with you, man. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay. I mean, we can.
You know, like Twitch and streaming, they got all those like sound effects. When people like mess up, they just drop a bomb on them.
I could, but the audio mixer's way over there out of my hand reach.
Gotcha.
But the switcher's right here.
You good, player? We good.
Yeah,
man.
we're good. Today I have Javeon Butler. He is j.leray on Instagram. It's a true pleasure to have you in the house, man. How have you been?
Thanks for having me, bro. Been good. Just leaving church.
Oh, nice.
You know?
What was church like today?
It was phenomenal, like always. Blueprint Church. If you're in the Houston area and you're looking for a church, pop out.
Oh, that's cool. Have you always been a big church guy?
In life, growing up,
Yeah.
no. I wasn't in church much as a child.
Oh, cool. What changed for you?
Well, I moved here to Houston, number one. I'm from Los Angeles, and I think church culture is different here in the South than it is on the West Coast. Then also in 2015, I lost a really close friend of mine. He was killed in LA, and he was really into church and really into the Lord, and it kind of made me open my eyes, like, you know, it's time for a change.
Okay, and you said he was killed. What would happen?
Man, who knows? I mean, like, the story is like he was visiting someone, a car drove up, killed him, left him dead in the street, or left him fighting for his life in the street. He later died, but
Man,
you know,
that's
there's
messed up.
there's no real story behind it. No one was ever arrested. It's a tough situation.
It is.
Rest in peace, Wendell Lee. It's my brother.
Oh man, I'm sorry about your friend. That's awful. And you were in Houston when it happened?
I was in Houston when it happened, yeah, but it happened in Los Angeles.
Okay, and you're originally from Los Angeles.
Originally from LA.
Where in LA did you grow up, man?
South Central Los Angeles, just maybe 10 or 15 minutes south of USC.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I split my time between Joshua Tree, California. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Joshua Tree. But
I'm not familiar with California at all. Like
Okay.
like I said earlier, I grew up in Ohio, so like my knowledge on that is like just from movies, you know.
Got you. Well, Joshua Tree is like starting to become a cool place now. I think Childish Gambino did a show there a couple years ago, and it like turned into like this whole thing. So now a lot of people go out there to like do drugs and hang out for the weekend. But they shoot a lot of like movies. I think Jeepers Creepers was filmed there, but like way back in the day, and now they're doing a lot of production out there in the desert.
Is it like scenic where people go to do drugs there because it's pretty and they want to like be in nature, or is it just?
I mean, Joshua Tree National Park, like Pink Floyd, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Okay.
So it's scenic to people who like don't live around the mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up there, I definitely took it for granted.
Do you miss the mountains, the mountain life?
I do. I miss the ability to be able to hike and be outdoorsy.
That's cool.
But yeah, I was in Joshua Tree for a while, and then I moved to Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles, and got a dose of reality a little bit.
Why? What was different between Joshua Tree and Los Angeles?
Joshua Tree was a small town, man. Small town in the 90s. You experienced a little bit of racism, but that comes. You're the only black kid in like the whole first grade, right? So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I get that. And then I moved to LA, and it was like cops, gang banging, drugs, prostitution. It was like I just got exposed to it all, right? So I went from being like a little bit sheltered to just being exposed to it all, and there was a little bit of a wake up call, like, whoa, what's going on here?
Did you ever get caught up in any of that stuff?
No, man. I think I was. I think living in Joshua Tree first gave me a little bit more of a worldview to be able to like see outside the hood. So when I got there, I was like, well, I know that's not the route I want to take, And it didn't mean that like I would look down on anybody that was in the hood, like completely understand. I have, some of my friends, closest friends were, like in gangs, and we just like had different like social lives. But at the end of the day, their family, they're still human beings, their fathers, brothers, sons, whatever. So I would never look down on any of them. I just knew that I had like a different path.
All right, what was like your education like growing up? Did your parents really push you to do well in school, or was it says a laissez-faire kind of?
I think my great grandmother, who was
Your great grandmother.
my great grandmother, who was my dad's grandmother. She's the one who bought the home in Joshua Tree. She's the one that pushed me to like go there. She was big on education. Her and my grandmother had me reading at like 2, right? Hooked on phonics. You know what I mean? As soon as I could start talking, they put me on Hooked on Phonics, and I was reading before it was time for me to go to school. So it I think that's where it stopped, and not just because my mom didn't like care about education. She was worried about other things, like growing up in LA. But yeah, I think once I got to LA, it was all on me, and I just knew education was the thing that was going to get me out. I played sports, but that wasn't going to get me out. My education was.
Yeah, were you very athletic?
I was, somewhat. I held my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, track. Played football, but track was my main thing.
Running and football, you're not tall enough for basketball, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, at 6'2", unfortunately, I'm not tall enough.
Yeah. To be fair, we had like one Jewish kid on on every Jewish school I've ever went to.
Yeah.
There was only one Jewish kid who could slam dunk, and that was we were so proud of him.
The best part would have been had you told me you were the one Jewish kid that could dunk.
Maybe if I had a step stool,
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah. So you said you grew up in Ohio. Where in Ohio?
Yeah, I grew up in Cleveland, South Euclid.
Nice.
Cleveland Heights.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you like it up there?
I mean, it was cold. I didn't really appreciate the snow.
Do you appreciate it now living in Houston?
No, I still don't want snow. Like, snow turns into slush, which turns into just grossness underfoot.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to live a life without snow involved, for sure.
For sure. I understand that. I went to school up in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. I also grew up a little bit in Arizona. I grew up in Phoenix a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That state as a whole can go in the trash.
Yeah.
But northern Arizona, everything north of Sedona is absolutely breathtaking. And so I spent 5 years there going to school.
Why? What's wrong with Arizona? Like, I was such a kid when I left. Like, I left at first grade, second grade.
Oh, man. Between the heat and there's just not really being much culture in Phoenix or Tucson. Well, Tucson's got a lot of, like, Hispanic culture. But, yeah, Phoenix, yeah, it's terrible. But shout out Lolo's, though. Chicken and waffles.
Oh, yeah?
Lolo's chicken and waffles in Phoenix is good.
Nice. Shout out to Lolo's. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But northern Arizona was cool. Flagstaff was pretty cool. Coming from the city into the mountains where it snowed from October to May every year, it was a little bit of a culture shock and life change.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I went through a couple of different majors. And then going into my junior year is when I like picked up a camera, and I never really.
Was
looked
this
back.
College?
In college, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't do any photography or video until college?
Nope, not a lick.
And then what happened when you first picked up a camera?
I think at the time I was like just looking to be creative. I had went through all these majors like finance and pre-med and like English education. I went through all these majors like looking for something, and then when I like started to create, taking painting classes and stuff, I felt more like who I was.
Oh, cool. So you did some drawing and painting classes?
I did. I one semester I took every art class you could think of: graphic design, painting, drawing.
Were you any good with illustrating with the pen?
I was pretty cool. I was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call myself Picasso.
Yeah.
But I did okay.
What did you think of my art here in the room?
Phenomenal. These boxing images over here are phenomenal.
Oh, thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that, man. So you got a really sharp eye for imagery.
I mean, I try.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
How old were you when you were first picking up a camera? You said like junior year, so what?
My junior year, I was about 20 years old.
You weren't already 21?
No.
Okay.
I'm a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer. I didn't turn 21 until I was already in my junior year.
Okay. That just means you didn't repeat any classes because you were smart.
I didn't repeat any classes. Well, it was a little bit easier in LA. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, was it public school in LA?
Yeah, and I think teachers were more worried about like they were doing a lot more discipline than it was like class. So if you even cared a little bit, you could skate by easily.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it didn't prepare me much for college. But once I got there, then I like figured out what I wanted to do. Then it just like kind of.
What was the coolest class that you took while you were messing around trying to find out what you wanted to do?
Arabic.
Arabic?
Arabic.
Language. I heard Arabic.
I was like, what's that?
Yeah, Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
So some languages.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't retain much of it, but I think in the time being, learning the calligraphy. Of course, I'm an artist, right? So
yeah, of course.
The calligraphy was the reason why I did it, and I ended up in this class and learning a lot about the culture, which, funny enough, would later in life come in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much Arabic do you retain now?
Not much at all.
Not much.
I know greetings.
Assalamu alaikum.
Exactly. Wa alaikum salam.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
My man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know a crazy amount, but I know greetings and I know how to, make sure I don't die.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool language. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the calligraphy. It's so much different than the Hebrew calligraphy, which is like blocky. It's more like English cursive with the flows and the serifs. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
and if you're really good with a pen, then you could create some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
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 So that was about it. The rest of like the coolness came outside of the classroom, working, staying in Flagstaff during the summer times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what kind of summer jobs did you get when you were in school?
What jobs did I get? Shout out Vans at the Flagstaff Mall. Still hate the way that y'all fired me, but
you got fired from your shoe store?
Got fired from Vans. I was killing it in sales too, but
oh man, ain't that always the way?
Exactly. I was late. I was riding the bus. I was a student. It's crazy, man. So shout out Vans. I did Journeys. I worked at Domino's as a delivery driver. I worked at Pier 1 Imports.
That's crazy.
I did landscaping.
So many jobs.
Oh, bro. I did everything. I worked.
I had 2 to 3 jobs when I was in college. I had I worked at Sears for a while until Sears went under.
Okay.
And then I worked at St. Luke's UMC that was still around. They're over at Edlow and Westheimer over in town.
Okay.
And then I also worked at another after school care place that was like City After School Care Art thing or something. But mainly those two. And then I was pretty much done. When I was done with college, I pretty much I worked at a portrait photography school. Not school, but like they go into different schools. And like picture day photography.
Picture day for schools. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So you've been in it for a while, man.
Yeah.
I mean, since Sears before they went under.
But I didn't do. I worked at Sears, but not in the portrait studio.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying just even being like working at Sears, there's a lot of kids that's probably watching this stream. They're like, "What is a Sears?"
Sears are still. I think there's like a store left, right?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, the one that was on the north side, they just tore it down. So.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's any more in Texas, but I think there might be like globally one store or something like a Blockbuster. There's only one Blockbuster left.
Department shopping is hilarious.
Yeah, they messed up, man. They let Amazon take their Target.
I don't think they let Amazon do a thing.
Yeah, they did. And I'll tell you why. There was a time when they were discussing whether or not to put in an online catalog again.
Okay.
And they wanted to focus on their box stores instead. And all they had to do was make Sears.com and put everything online and then use their stores as warehouses.
I don't know, man. I feel like Amazon was a force to be reckoned with, right?
But this was before Amazon came along.
Okay.
So they had like so they were big. There was like 100+ box stores. 200+ box stores, and then the internet came around, and then online shopping was in its infancy, and they were talking about, let's do Sears.com, and do like the whole thing online. And they're like, no, let's focus on the stores. And they didn't even, pretty much only had their website be a placeholder until the ending throws where you could start to buy a little thing, pick up in store type of stuff.
Yeah.
But what they needed to do was turn all their stores into warehouses.
Yeah. Wow. So what's the lesson we get out of that? Don't be a short-sighted CEO. You know what I mean?
And go back to your roots, because Amazon's just what Sears used to be.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as a CEO or as a like an owner, a leader of your business, right? Like, you can't be like short-sighted. I'm sure somebody came to him and said, hey, look, this is a really good idea. This is where the future is going to go. And, you know, ego of saying like, I know best. Also short-sightedness to like say, you know, I think we're going to stick with what we're doing. And then boom, you know, it all goes under. So
yeah, I think they bought Kmart. Yeah, what businesses they have doing buying Kmart, buying more box stores?
Yeah, that's you know, when you have success in a thing, and you know,
I mean, the box stores did well for a real long time for Sears.
Yeah, for a long time. I mean,
for a real long time.
But I think,
but the catalog did well for them even before that, for a real long time before they started the box stores.
Jesus, showing your age. Some kids don't even know what this is, bro.
Well, you know,
but it's hilarious. But it's funny because I remember
really easy to find the shit out.
I remember getting like catalogs, like shoe catalogs. I don't know if you remember like the East Bay catalog with like the tennis shoes in it. Like that was my childhood, which was great, right? You get to like the best of both worlds. You get like catalog and VHS and analog tapes, and now everything's at the ready of your phone. It's a crazy transition.
And now it's all TikTok shopping, right?
Oh god, I still haven't bought anything from TikTok.
No, I post. TikTok's the one social media that I post to strictly.
Yeah.
And I don't spend any time, messing with. I spend too much time on the Facebook though. Because and I'm showing my age, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. That's funny. I don't know. TikTok's like a party that like I've always wanted to experiment with, but I've never had the balls. So I just like pop my head a little bit, and then I go back to Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think before, when I was traveling and working with the comedian I was working with, I didn't necessarily have a need to post, and so
you were working pretty regular.
Yeah, and like, well, I think it was like everything was focused on him, so I didn't need to like post or like get myself out there. And now that I'm like back freelancing, it's like, oh, you know, you got to post something, brother.
How long did you work as a freelance photographer, videographer before you found your big client?
I moved here May of 2014. I was freelancing by January 2015, and I started working with Mo in 2023. So I guess, if we're talking about big client, I think it was like 2018. So it probably was 3 years of like freelancing before I started working with like some athletes. I went to Asia with Adrian Peterson.
Oh, that's cool.
I did some work with like James Harden. So I had like started like working with like in the scene, like with some athletes.
What do you think got their attention?
Connections and relationships. Yeah, 100%. Do a good job for somebody who knows somebody else, right? Oddly enough, my friend that I said who passed away went to prep school with one of James Harden's like good friends. We crossed paths, and that connection between me and my boy was what got me in the door there, right? So
that's cool. Just
connections, always making sure that you like treat people well, and you do good work. You never know who's gonna like speak your name.
Yeah, that's very true. So do you feel fortunate that you knew the friends you knew?
I feel fortunate that God orders my steps, and that I'm sensitive enough to say, all right, this is where you want me to go, then,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you started pretty much right after college, and you were just been working freelance, and then because you had cool friends, you were able to, network your way into, some bigger clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. So in college, started working more with the camera, working with the marketing department. We ended up shooting like a really big documentary that was used to raise a lot of money at the school. And so we were focused on like it doing its function. And when it was done, our advisor, shout out Kurt Lancaster at Northern Arizona, he submitted our work for these film festivals, NAB, National Association of Broadcasters.
Yeah, NAB.
They have a big like film festival every year for like colleges and students. We won Best of Festival, and then we got nominated for 3 Emmys as students for like the Rocky Mountain like student Emmys. So at that point, I was like, all right, cool. I think I can do something with this. And I moved down here to Houston, and I worked for people for a while, for like a year and a half, just like in somebody's business.
You were doing video though.
I was doing video, and he was showing me how to run my business at the same time. And so 2015 is when I went off, and I just took on whatever I could. You know, I didn't shoot photo at the time, but I like learned how to shoot, you know, photography as well, and I just took on whatever I could. And then that started translating into like working with the right people. And I think as I grew, I realized that I think the more important thing is to realize what you don't want to do. I don't want to do weddings. I don't want to shoot like a 6-year-old's like birthday. You know, like you got to recognize the things that you don't want, and that helps you get closer to like working with like the right client, or, you know, working in the right space.
That's cool. How did you decide you didn't want to shoot any weddings? Have you done that kind of work before?
Of course. You know, everybody like, you know, when they first started out, somebody's like, oh, my cousin can shoot your wedding for you, right? Also was doing that to like barter for like services and stuff. So I quickly realized Bridezillas, the mom of the bride is really the worst. Honestly, the mom of the bride is the worst. And then everybody like saying, hey, photographer, come here and take this picture. It really got on my nerves. So
you get a little bit of the latter. I never really had a bridezilla or a mother-in-law, but that was crazy. But I've had some brides who would. I had one. Oh, dude, I talked about this with my other photographer friend. I had a bride who edited my image from my like already edited JPEG, and then tell me that she didn't like the edit that she did to the JPEG that she edited.
Crazy.
And it's just like, I wanted it like closer in. I was like, well, why didn't you just use one of the closer in shots of the same one? Because, you know, you'd be like a close in and then a wide.
Yeah.
And she like tried to turn the wide back into a close in one again. Just like, no, you already got the close in one.
That's not how this thing works.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then they also like, usually like the budgets for them, well, the budgets that I was like coming across, now I see that you can make a lot of money doing like wedding stuff if that's your style. But I was just like not getting budgets that were worth it, right? Like they want, you know, thousands of images or hundreds of images, and they got a couple $100. It's not worth it, you know?
Yeah, unless you're doing high end, it gets very difficult. On lower end, clients in wedding industry tend to be more difficult to work with. They expect more, and they pester you more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like 1090, where your bottom 10% customer takes up 90% of your time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I got very clear on like the things that I didn't want to do, and I was able to like kind of move closer into the things that I did want to do, which was like work in creative spaces, music videos, like higher end music videos, like cam mopping, ACing, you know, things like that. Really being on film sets. And then
do you want to make movies?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why we get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I'm loving how the industry's changing now to this vertical or, you know, social media stuff. Or when I first got into film, bro, like in order to like work in Hollywood, quote unquote, you had to be in Hollywood and go PA and like work as a grunt or whatever, and maybe you'll get like a shot, you know, like working on like the right set or the right like picture.
Yeah.
And now the industry's changed. Anybody can do whatever they want, whenever they want, especially with AI.
You can make a whole movie with DJI Pocket 3.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I love how the industry has
camera.
evolved. For sure. Now that has made me question the next step, right? Because you always gotta be looking at like how to reinvent yourself or like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so, I've questioned: is this a viable long-term solution? Shooting and editing the way that I am, and that's made me like start to like have other conversations.
You also edit? You don't just shoot?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We in Texas, man. You gotta do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Editing is like the one thing I never really messed with that much.
Video editing in specific, or just
video editing in specific?
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. It's a little tedious, but
get that mic closer yet.
You get it closer?
Yeah, as close as you can tolerate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can hear it. You could still pick it up, but it does sound creamier.
pause, okay? Because this microphone's very close. So as long everybody in video land, y'all heard me say it. Pause.
What's pause refer to?
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it off camera.
Okay.
We'll talk about it off camera.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh man.
Are you getting into film or like? Shooting?
I mean, I've done some film. Like, I did 2 pretty large comics at the Improv pretty recently. I did a video for Gary Owen, and I did video for Usama Siddiqui over at the Improv
nice.
within the last 2 months.
Is that the guy that just won the Netflix joint?
He was on like a Netflix show with maybe the Kevin Hart roast. I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I think, but he did something on Netflix that
okay.
He started to get a little bit larger on, and yeah. For him, I just did 1080 video, but for Gary Owen, we did 4K.
Got you.
We did more shows for Gary Owen, and
Gary is a funny white man.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty cool.
Shout out that guy, man. Yeah. Gary's a funny white man. I really do love the comedy world. You know, it's funny because I never expected to get into the comedy space.
No. How many professional comedians do you think you've met?
Lots.
Yeah.
Lots.
Besides for Mo, who did you hang out with pretty regularly?
Hang out with?
Yeah. Or get to see because you were working, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only I got to see like so many, right? I saw of course I've seen Chappelle. I'm trying to think of what's this guy's name? He was in trouble and he had to stop doing comedy for a long time because he was like jacking off in front of his interns and shit. What the fuck is this guy's name?
Did he just release something on Netflix pretty recently?
No. He's probably he went into hiding. But last year,
I thought it was Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. So
you got to meet Louis C.K.
I got to meet Louis
he just
C.K.
did a new Netflix show.
So we did the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia.
Very cool.
And all the comedians who were coming over from America were worried that the comedy wouldn't translate. So they wanted to find a place where they could work out their material before they hit the big stage. And there was this little small comedy club over there where it was low key. They didn't find out about the show until day of, you know what I mean? They pack out the room. So it was super cool. And Louis C.K. popped in one night and it was his first time going up and whatever. And everybody lost their mind. And we're in Saudi Arabia. This was crazy,
Yeah.
So I
don't know if I'm allowed in Saudi Arabia.
I think you'll be fine, brother. You get a pass everywhere.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, man, I met some cool people like that. Of course, but I did spend a lot of time hanging out with my brother Cypher Sounds, who was the DJ on the Chappelle Show, and he got into comedy. And he is one funny motherfucker. He actually a new special out that you guys should go check out. Cypher Sounds, CIPHA Sounds.
Very cool, man.
Yeah. What? Also hung out with Trey Tutson, who's Houston local.
Yeah, I know Trey.
I love Trey.
Yeah, Trey went up before Osama on the Improv class. So
love Trey to death, man. If you guys haven't, go check out Trey's comedy.
Yeah, I know Trey. I'll reach out to him again
for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He used to do the Tutson Interrupts, and that was a show at the secret group for years, in different venues, and different cool stuff.
Man, it's too good for us now. That's all good.
Oh, you think so?
No, I'm joking around. That's me. That's me messing around. When he sees us, he'll get it.
Okay.
He'll get it. Yeah, no, man. But yeah, so the comedy world came about because I was just helping. I would help a lot with Toby Wigway, who's a rapper here in town. Justin Stewart, who was Toby's videographer, is a really good friend of mine. So I was
Justin's pretty chill, man.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And Justin would bring me along, whatever, Jay, come Cam Op, come AC, whatever. And then Mo and Toby are really good friends, and Mo asked Justin, who's somebody I could work with long term. And so Justin connected me with Mo. And
shout out to Justin, man, for getting that connection.
Justin is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Love him to death. And so,
I've talked to Justin for a little bit. Do you know that he used to work at like a rental car place, man, for a little bit?
Yeah, man. Justin
man, like sometimes you gotta grind before you find what you're meant to do, you know?
Yeah, man. Justin was a D1 athlete, and
oh shit. And I think I remember him telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, he played football in college, and then after college, enterprise. But I'm so glad that he picked up a camera because he is phenomenal. I met him as soon as he moved to Houston. His aunt was friends with a mentor of mine, or mentor of mine, and she was like, "If you ever have any projects, bring Justin along." And I was like, "All right, let me see his work." Photos phenomenal, and this was early on, but it's like his eye was always there. So I would like hired him for a project, and then started bringing him on more stuff, and we just became like, cool, man, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the both of you are pretty chill, man, and I get to see you like guys at least a couple of times a week. What's really cool about my job is like I don't think that there's like a videographer or a photographer in town that hasn't done any work that's important that I haven't met at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you in like the central hub.
Yeah, I'm like
photo rental stores, like the central hub of it all. We don't have any. I mean, we have a couple other rental houses in town. But
shout out to Photo Rental Source, for always being really super awesome to us, man.
Yeah, shout out Photo Rental Source.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they look out for me way too much.
We give you a little leeway because we know you're coming back and we know you're good for the gear, and if you fuck shit up, eventually you're going to be good on it as soon as you remember to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we get to
emphasis on remember.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you guys over there, and I love.
Thanks, man.
It's interesting that Houston, being such a large city, doesn't have more of a film presence, but I know that there's some guys in the background that are working diligently to like bring more projects here to Houston, which I would really love to see, which is going to like raise the infrastructure, right?
Well, there's a TextCam, and I know Photo Rental Source is getting more and more stuff. Like we're going to have an FX5 soon.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, like as soon as we get one copy and it's rented out, and someone comes in, like the third person of the day asks to rent it, like it's already gone. Sorry, we'll have a second and a third one.
Don't worry, I'll be the first to rent the FX5.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are saying that already.
Oh, y'all better go. Come on, go with the loyalists.
Have you shot with the R6V yet?
I haven't shot much Canon.
Oh yeah.
With only photography. I still have my Canon like photography camera.
You know which camera that I miss? We had the A95, and then I was just Sony global shutter. It was
okay.
It was great for photography, great for video, but mainly for photography. It was
okay.
Like 100 megapixels or something. Global shutter. Crazy. Like you could do. The global shutter allowed it to sync with the flash at any shutter speed without it being on high-speed sync.
Nice.
So like I got these incredible photos of where I stopped the propellers of our drone mid-motion.
Nice.
Nice. Really cool shit like that.
Nice.
And then like someone ordered it, and then they did a redirect of their shipping, and then like it wasn't like there for pickup, and they pretended like, it never came in. We suspect it was some shipping fraud, and we had some insurance. Like said dude tried to rent from us pretty recently, and we were like, nah, not without full replacement deposit. And he was like, but why? And he was like, well, because you redirected a shipping order, and then magically it was not there. And he was like, oh, huh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And he gave himself away by going in there to rent a Sony lens.
Yeah, he was trying to do some more bullshit.
Yeah. Wow, man. It's tough. You get gear stolen and all that stuff, man. That's the tough part about the game, that they don't tell you about how expensive it is, how easy it is to get gear stolen.
Did you have any idea how expensive photography stuff was before that junior year of college?
Absolutely not. And it didn't make it any better that we had a cage full of camera gear that we could just rent out. So for 2 years straight, I would just rent out like camera gear, and I use it on projects. I'd go like shoot videos for like different businesses in town, and I just use it on projects. And then I got out in the world, and I was like, oh, took that for granted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are certain colleges that let you take out gear, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, our school was like, because we were like small town, and like they knew the gear was coming back.
Yeah. I'm sure you still had like some sort of checklist or something they had to sign to take the gear out. But,
of course.
Yeah.
Of
then
course.
you had to start renting.
Then I had to start renting.
Yeah.
And we had good old Prime camera rental.
Yeah, I have some more stories about Prime.
Oh, don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all? Prime, stay where y'all at.
Yeah, man. They were a thing. It was useful for, photographers for when they could be. But they just didn't have good oversight. And I think the real problem was the Prime camera didn't want to invest in new gear.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were like year 10 into mirrorless, and they're like, we're not going to do mirrorless besides for one mirrorless camera for Canon.
One Sony A7S3 or something.
Oh yeah, well the Sony was always mirrorless, but the other systems no. They were very very hesitant to get A7S3s and FX3s, and when they did, they didn't get enough copies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not enough for people.
Take yourself right out of business, man. Was good. Like I said, they needed to go out of business, or they needed to make a change because absolutely.
When I was
crazy.
there, I tried my best, man. I was working my ass off there.
Well, I'm glad you're over that photo rental now.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy that place much better.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to start expanding, bro.
Yeah, I mean we always get new gear, but
yeah,
what would you like to see photo rental source get video wise?
Video?
Yeah, what kind of shit do you want?
Sony Burano.
What the hell is that?
Come on.
I never even heard of that.
Exactly.
What's a Burano?
It is the step under the Venice, but above the FX6.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have FX6s.
It's a piece of a camera. But, I know. I'm just talking smack, man. I really would love to see you guys, which it would always get rented, but like a Hasselblad, like X2D.
Oh, I've been barking up the Hasselblad tree. But here's the thing, man. Like, when you have a camera that's big, it attracts the wrong attention. So we need working cameras that, we can get more of, that it doesn't, I know. Because we'll make more profit from a 70 to 200 than we will from the Hasselblad.
Oh, I understand the business of it. I think for cameras like that, you can always go to Lens Rental, which is great. Lens Rental's got everything you need online. And so on bigger orders, at times when we need like a lot of stuff, or we need to travel, or we need it to meet us somewhere, then we'll do Lens Rentals, and it'll, they'll ship you however many boxes, 15, 20 boxes, as long as you pack it up the right way. It's a good project.
Photo rental source ships. Yeah.
I've never experienced the photo rental sources shipping.
It has to be a FedEx sold location though, so you got to go to like the FedEx store to pick it up. Or something.
Yeah, so we get all kind of Lens Rental's been doing us good. Trust me.
Like
photo rental gets enough of our business. We don't need any more of the hotel business.
I've been wanting to shoot with that Hassi myself. That's why I wanted the shop to get it, because once they get it, I'm gonna have a photo shoot with that.
Oh, that Hasselblad, that X2D seems nice. It seems nice, but I've gotten the ability to shoot with Leica for the last couple of years. Which,
do you have a Leica camera?
I don't own one. No.
Oh, okay.
No. But
you get to shoot with one
with work. Yeah, for work from time to time I get to shoot with one. And I just love like the monochrome. So
yeah, that's cool.
When I decide to go broke for a camera, it'll be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it's fun shit though.
It's what?
It's fun. Like it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's good camera.
Especially if you're like a street photographer. It gets you like one of the rangefinders,
I like Fuji for the street stuff too. Fuji's a fun little camera. They're not as big as sensors. That's the thing.
Yeah, I haven't experienced
much from them.
I haven't experienced, but I heard lots of things about the X100V or whatever.
Yeah, that one's the popular street camera, but like I like the X half. It only shoots JPEG, but it's really cool. It starts in vertical. Mm-hmm. So when you take a photo with it normal, it's a vertical photo, and then you have to go sideways for horizontal. And it's kind of fun. It's just like a little camera that I can put in my pocket. And then when I like to really shoot Fuji, like I like the H2. That one's a fun one. Or the XT5. That's a great one.
Okay.
I've done portraits.
And for these, we're shooting photo.
Yeah.
For these, it's photo. Okay. Yeah.
I've used the XT4 and the XT5 for video, and it does okay.
Yeah. I've used a lot more. I've used a larger variety of cameras for video. Mm-hmm. When it comes to photo, I've done Leica, I've done Canon, and I've experienced just about every system, but the majority of it is Canon, unmatched. And I don't even have. I have an R, and I still get unmatched colors, You know, depth. I like, of course,
the EOS R was the same sensor as the 5D4, which was a flagship camera for a really long time.
Exactly, and so
that's a really good camera, though. 5D.
You invest in the right lenses. You know, you can get some great stuff. I think sometimes we get too overzealous about like the new camera, the new biggest, best camera. Man, if you know how to use it.
Yeah. Honestly, with the portrait setup that I have, I shot with the 5D3 and I shot with the R5. And, like, I get about the same quality from both because I'm shooting at f8.
Yeah.
And I'm using very similar glass. For, like, the 5D3, I have a 24-70.
Okay.
But I like to shoot portraits with that 70-200. The camera that I got on me right now, that's the 70-200 lens. I think it does some really good portrait work.
Gotcha. I mean, and I think early on in my days, I did a lot of like good portraits with 70-200. Now, if I'm doing portraits, I love to use like some prime glass, like an 85 like prime or a 50 prime.
For my girlfriend's LinkedIn, I used a 135 1.8.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice. You gotta be back. You gotta be way out there.
Yeah. But you know that studio I have set out there, it's got plenty of room. You saw it. I can get back pretty far too.
Yeah, I think
especially for head and shoulder shots. You know.
I think there are times when I prefer to like be intimate, like with my subject, to be intimate with the camera when I'm shooting portraits like that. You can kind of like get the vibe and the feel from like that camera being like, you know, a little bit closer up on them, and you getting to like converse with them to like put them in the right space for like the picture. So, you know, there's different ways to skin a cat.
On 24-70, I'm much closer. I've noticed that.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm shooting at 70. Like, I don't like to shoot below 70 for portraits.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't like a 50?
The 50 is okay, but like a 70 really starts to compress things or give the appearance of it.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the background?
Well, you know, the background goes out, but it's also where your ears are placed.
Gotcha.
Because when you go wider, the ears start to come forward more. And then when you go more millimeter in, the ears start to fade backwards a little bit.
Gotcha.
So
70 is your sweet spot.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, I was probably shooting at like 110 with the portraits I took of you today, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a real shame that those first, 10 shots or so didn't take.
I know, man. I'm such a beautiful guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We got options.
So I could hear your great-grandmother in the background like, so handsome.
Oh,
handsome boy.
No, she wasn't saying that.
Was she strict?
Grandma was
strict?
Gigi didn't play no games, man.
When you called her Gigi?
Yeah, she didn't play no games, man.
Yeah, would she be happy with the career you've done?
Yes.
Is Gigi still with us?
No, she's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's not. No, that's okay.
But she would be proud with you, though, you think?
Absolutely. She would be so proud of me. I'm
proud of you, dude.
I took a trip to Ghana a couple years ago. Thank you for saying that, bro. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah. And I took a trip to Ghana a few years ago with the mentor, like shooting some stuff for her. And we visit this spot, El Mine Castle. It's really not a castle. It's really like a dungeon. It's where they kept the slaves in Africa before they sent them on boats and shipped them across the Atlantic. And there's this one spot. It's like the point of no return, right? This is the last place that these African slaves were on African land and soil before they got on the ships. And I had this overwhelming feeling being there, like, wow, you know. And then my great grandmother will be so proud of me for making it so far from where I started. So yeah, man.
Well, sounds like a very memorable trip, man.
Oh, it was crazy. It was my first time in Africa.
That's awesome.
It was phenomenal. Have you gotten a chance to go? Where's your family from?
So my mom's side of the family was from Lithuania, and then my dad's side would have been like Poland and Czech Republic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten over to Europe?
I've been to England. I've been to London.
Okay.
And I've been to Israel.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got to see the Wailing Wall, and I got to see Jerusalem, and I got to see like Tel Aviv and the Dead Sea.
How interesting.
Yeah.
How interesting. Are we allowed to talk about anything?
Yeah, you can talk about whatever you want, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no censor here. You can swear, do whatever.
So what's your take on what's happening over there as a Jewish man?
So that's very interesting, man, because like I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Like I didn't really grow up with Israeli politics or like really knowing more about it, but like as an Orthodox Jewish person, like we were always, told, you know, like it's a good thing for you to go to Israel, make what they call Aliyah, and, you know, be an Orthodox Jew in Israel. So, like, on the one hand, I'm very proud of, you know, Israel being Israel and being like a Jewish state. But I don't necessarily, you know, subscribe to their level of politics and how they would operate.
Gotcha.
And, you know, like I also, you know, grew up very poor in Cleveland, Ohio, so there wasn't much, you know, thought on, you know, what's happening, you know, with like Palestine and, you know, with Iraq and what's directly to the north, Lebanon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know about a lot about the racism and, you know, the back and forth that, you know, that's happening there, but I think personally, I think that both sides are doing a terrible job and that there's wrong on both sides, you know.
Yeah.
And there's wrong on both sides, but for different things.
Yeah.
They're like they both need some corrections, but not on the same policies.
I'll leave it at this. I asked you not to get into the weeds of like the politics of it all.
Yeah. But like I definitely, you know, I think
the bigger question that I was like asking, did you see the injustice? Like, did you get to see like the injustice when you were there, or were you kind of like oblivious to it?
When I went, I was like 25 and 26, so we didn't really go to any places that would have had, you know, active like fighting, but there wasn't any fighting going on then. It was before. I think it really revved up more recently when there was a concert where some civilians were killed.
October 7th, yeah.
And then there was probably you know, a reaction that was very imperialist in nature, but you know, I could see other countries reacting the similar way, and I'm not going to condone actions that were taken or so. Like I said, and like I think that both sides need some growing up to do, and you know, there needs to be some change in policy there from both ends, but for different things. Both, you know, have their issues that they need to work on, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there.
I don't want to say that Israel's in the right, and I don't want to say Palestine's in the right, and I don't want to say that one needs to change in one way or the other one needs to change another way. I want to say that they're both doing things that could be better.
I'll say the more informed you are, and I learned this through comedy, that the more informed you are in the world, the more, like, because if I'm being honest, I had heard the name Palestine, but before I started working with Mo, I didn't even know where it was. I remember one time we were flying to Kuwait, and I knowing his story about, like, you know, being Palestinian but growing up in Kuwait. And one of my boys, I think Justin, was asking me. He asked me, he's like, "Bro, where is Palestine at?" And I opened up a map and I didn't see it, like on a Google, like open Google Maps, and it wasn't there. And so I asked Mo, and he was like, "Bro, I'll see you home right now." It was funny. It was a joke. But then I started like getting all of this. Of course, you know, like being like with him and his friends and family, I started to like get a lot of like information about like what was happening, and starting to realize that like smart comics are objective, but also can point out the right and the wrong. And it's okay to like point out right and wrong and whatever it may be. And so these last 3 years not only have been like a journey into like production and like deeper into Hollywood and deeper into you know, into comedy, but it also like deeper into understanding my own voice by being more informed about the things that I want to like bring to the world, right? Like, sometimes people come up with ideas and they're not really like doing the research behind the idea. You know, they're not really like learning. So that was, you know, and then also learning a lot about like Israel and Palestine was a big, you know, like we did season 2, and like there was a lot of things that were said that people did not like, you know.
I really liked the Mo. Both seasons of Mo were really good, and I watched it a lot. And shout out to Meow Guy.
Yeah, shout out to the Meow Guy. I did get my first cameo.
Yeah, you wanna meow on camera?
No, I'm fine. Okay. You can go watch it. Go watch Mo on Netflix, season 2.
Season 2,
episode 2. you'll see the meow guy.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's Javeon.
That's
you got an IMDb for that, right?
I did get IMDb for that. Yeah.
How many takes did that take to do?
They just let it like roll, and then they told me to like try a few different ones. But
you improv'd your lines?
I improv my lines. Yes, I did.
So was your decision to meow?
I was taking the route of a Haitian detainee, so I had to like try and make the accent of the meow Haitian somehow. I think I did a pretty good job.
I did not get Haitian. I was like, oh, this is Javeon.
you know,
in Mexico for reasons.
You know what's funny? On the night of the premiere, we had a premiere here in Houston at River Oaks Theater.
Oh, nice.
And this lady came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, you did such a good job portraying a person with mental health issues. I work in the mental health space, and you did such a good job without demeaning or making them look less than."
Oh, no. No.
I didn't have the heart to tell her that that's not what was happening, but amen. Apparently, this was actually like a person who was meowing in a detention center, and he did it so much they let him out. Mo does a much better job of telling the story, but that's the reason why he decided to put it in the show. And the day before production, they were like, "Yo, we need somebody to hop in." And me thinking I was gonna save them money by like volunteering since I was already on set.
Right.
And then Mo and Slick were like, "Yeah, we could do that." And I still ended up getting paid or whatever, but they all thought it was funny. They thought it was a joke.
No, it was hilarious, dude. Yeah, your one line.
Yeah, man.
It was great, dude. Yeah.
I had a friend from college, specifically my friend Kelly, called me one morning and she was like, "Javeon, are you meowing on Netflix?" I said, yeah. Don't talk to me no more. Now I'm gonna hang up on you.
I would like not to proceed this conversation. The wedding episode from the first season of Mo, that was a shot in the Silver Sycamore, and I've done so many photo booths and photographed so many weddings there. Mostly photo booths.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, wait, is that the Silver Sycamore? Like, yeah. I love how Mo used a lot of actual, Houston locations. Like,
absolutely.
was that strip center in A-Leaf?
I think it was on Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah,
okay.
It was on Richmond. I'm talking about the one where like the hookah lounges.
I was talking about more like the one where he started like selling out of his trunk.
Oh, that is A-Leaf. That is A-Leaf.
He was like right outside that cell phone thing. I was like, is that A-Leaf?
Yeah, I think it's like Bel Air or something like that.
Yeah. I've interviewed a lot of A-Leaf comics, man. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I don't know many local comics.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know many local comics.
Because you skipped all of that. You didn't start out in like the Houston comedy scene at all.
I sure didn't.
Yeah, you just started working with like actual working professionals. Yeah. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. Who has the money to pay you a living wage besides for an actual working comic? Like most of the comics that I work with are very local. Very grassroots. Like they tour a little bit. Like, I done some, bigger touring comics like Jimmy Pineapple. He was pretty cool, and like Slade Ham and some other cats. But for the most part, it's just like Houston comics. Like
I was politicking on this like not long ago. Like, why doesn't Houston have like a bigger comedy scene? Like
it's growing. We got we got two new comedy clubs are opening up in town.
Nice. Well, it was, before, right? Or if you think about like, where the biggest comedy clubs at? New York, LA, London.
No doubting this, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why
Austin now, man.
Well, the reason why, because you can walk and run into a comedy club, right? Like, and also the comics are already there, so you don't have to fly them in and like pay that extra, like cost of like flying them in because they're already in New York or they're already in LA. Whereas Houston, if you're here, then it's because we flew you in. You know what I'm saying? So I think
it's a nice place to go touring because you can go tour in Houston, you can go to rooms in Beaumont, you can go to rooms in Austin and San Antonio, like you can go boom, 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 and you can tour, and
Yeah, for the folks who want to go to those rooms, right? Some crazy.
Well, I mean, like Austin, everyone wants to go there. I went to I went to Austin with my girlfriend pretty recently, and we went to Comedy Mothership just to say that we went. Like,
okay.
I didn't really appreciate the act. It wasn't, like the strongest one I've been to. But
got you.
it was fun to be in the room.
Got you. What got you into the comedy space?
I got into comedy in like 2018, or 2017, and I would go up on stages with my photographer mentor. We kind of would hit different rooms. Like we would go to the black rooms and we'd go to the white rooms. Like I went to this club called Carrington's, like pretty like extensively, like Tuesday after Tuesday, because I felt like I got good feedback from black rooms than you would from white rooms. It was
Carrington's on South Main.
Yeah. The old pool hall. Yeah. I used to live around by Westover, right there.
Oh, you gotta be careful over at Carrington's, boy. You must run and get shot.
They had some close calls there, but when I went, it was more of the open mic night, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, last time I was there,
they had some close calls, like in some things.
Yeah.
But it's just like a local pool hall. People go to drinks and the watering hole. Like most people aren't going out to do shit, but every once in a while, right?
Yeah. You got Carrington's on the right night.
Yeah,
right or wrong, depending on how you're looking at it.
I suppose so. Yeah, there's always a possibility, but there's swaggers now. Swaggers, my friend Leroy the Third, he does a show Therapeutic Laughter every Tuesday. It's pretty dope.
Okay.
It's a pretty
Swaggers. Where is that?
I forgot, but it's not far from where Carrington's is. It's just farther down Main, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I have to check it out.
Yeah.
I have to check it out. The Comedy Den recently opened. Janan. Shout out Janan.
Oh, where's the Comedy Den at?
It is over. Don't get me lying to you. I want to say 610 North area, just south or just east of 45.
You know where the Hive is at?
The Hive?
Yeah.
No,
I forgot where that place is too, but that's a room that Billy Sorrell's is in a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, Houston. Look, come on.
We got comedy here, man, and it's growing. We got two new rooms.
That's the goal. You know what I mean?
There's going to be the Riot's opening up a new room.
The Riot. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you Google like date night Houston, the Riot pops up. Brian did a really good job of SEO and making it known as like a room and a place. Gotcha. And plus like the comedy festival you put on for those few years, man, really strong.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I've only been to the Riot once with Trey. Cypher Sounds was in town. I think Mo popped in for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah. But like most of the comedy that I was experiencing was like all over the place, right? I remember the first time going to like the Cellar and being like, "Oh, this is lit," And there was like such a well-oiled machine. I think that was part of what was more intriguing to me was the business behind, like comedy.
Have you ever had a hard time like getting sound from the booth at different places from time to time?
Oh, it's
like I'll give like people a memory card and be like, please format the memory card and record a set, and I'll put it in my computer when I get home, and there'll be like file names but nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I'm not handing sound from the board to the comic this time around.
If you work in the comedy space as a videographer, listen to me closely. Record your own audio. Don't rely on them.
Well, obviously, but
I
want sound from the board too.
No,
there's only one way to get it.
So what I'm saying is, number one, record your own audio, meaning make sure that you go hook up the recorder yourself. Check levels yourself with headphones. Yeah. Do all this stuff yourself, and then when it's time,
sometimes you don't get a chance. You don't have access to the board. They're not going to let you put in a recorder in. You can hand someone a recorder.
So the thing is, when you are doing a room, it is now your room. If you're there with a comedian, and the comedian is the headliner, it is now his room. So you walk in there and you have to have conversations with them, like say, "Hey, this is what I need. This is there. We can do it together, or I can do it myself. You tell me what's best for you."
How do you work on boards you've never seen before, getting that audio into the recorder?
I mean, all boards are the same thing. You got inputs, you got outputs, you got programs, you got channels. You know what I mean? Like, so you need to understand, have a good understanding of audio just as much as video, right?
Right.
What's an input? That means I'm taking information. What's an output? That means I'm sending information, okay? If you're trying to get audio into your Zoom recorder, you need to find the output on the board, and then put that output and connect it input into your Zoom. Right?
I tell videographers all the time to have 3 to 4 different cables. 1.5 to a 3.5 line, an XLR male to female, an RCA to 3.5, and then like a 1.5 to 1.5. You never know.
There you go.
What would you add? Any cables?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I usually travel with 1.5 to XLR.
Yeah.
Or 3.5 or 3/4 like to XLR. So depending on like what their input has or what their output has, and then an XLR cable. So that way, no matter where you at, you got it. You also want to like keep fresh. If you don't have a power cord for your Zoom recorder,
I don't know if they're going to have like the wall access, so you probably need AA's.
No, so most boards, and I've been at like comedy clubs and like venues across the country, most of them have a power strip somewhere close enough to where you can like tap power into it. So you want to do that because your batteries will die on you eventually. One time in the middle of a set, and he's killing it, he's cooking, he's like, bro, I need this audio, and your batteries died. So always keep a power cord on you.
That's what I use here. I have the AC adapter to the H4n.
Exactly.
And then I'm using an RCA to go out into the H4n's line in, so that's 3.5 in the back. So
and then if like some venues will say we can record like a backup, or we can record for you, and like they'll ask for a USB stick or whatever, and you always use that as your backup, because what I've seen is a lot of times those recordings are getting crowd microphones. They're not getting the main microphone, and so you'll get in like to editing, you're like, oh, he sounds far away. Well, that's why. So you need to be getting a clean feed out of your main microphone, which is usually coming out of their program. And yeah, easy lingo there.
Yeah.
I need a program feed out. Now the problem is most people that work in the comedy clubs, they don't know what audio means.
So you have to find the output yourself.
So you need to find the output yourself.
Like my last stage that I was doing performing on, like they had one recorder hooked up, and they're like, I can't hook up another one. And that's it. And I'm like, okay, can you format a memory card for me? And I only got like the file names. There was no audio saved.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I had a shotgun mic on the main camera, and then some like, room labs hooked up to like different pillars around the comedy venue. But I want that audio from the board so bad. And sometimes it's just not possible.
No, I mean sometimes it's not possible. This is true but most venues understand video and what video means to comedians, and so it's a value add for them to have like good shots, good audio, whatever. And so most venues have it. Like I said, you got to fight for it, and it's not just with audio, because some venues have cameras as well, and you don't shut them down, use them to your advantage, right? If they already have a center angle, then you throw your cameras on, like whether it's crowd shots or like an alternate angle for them, and so now you're like utilizing the whole space. And there was the Den Theater in Chicago. They have like a 3-camera setup already. And I went in there and I checked every camera myself. Is the white balance where it needs to be? Is the ISO where it needs to be? Because if not, you'll get grainy files that are out of color, that are not doing anything. So it's just like a waste of time. So when you go into a venue, make sure you become the production manager, not just a videographer. Does my audio sound good? Does my video look good? Do I have obstructive views? Where are my areas of opportunity?
That's legit. That's some good advice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How many different rooms have you been in for doing comedy recording?
How many comedy rooms?
Yeah.
Brother, I was on tour for the better part of from September 23 through June 26. I think we took a small break from touring there to film season 2 of the show and do post-production. But I've been to almost every state in the U.S., done all the cool rooms in the U.S., overseas, 25 countries. It's my favorite Room wise, Dublin, Ireland. That crowd went crazy.
What was Ireland like?
Dublin, Ireland. It was beautiful. We were there for a day. The NFL just so happened to be in town as well, so the city was insane. And then also the Moore Theater in Seattle, my favorite from tour last year.
That's cool, man.
What you over there doing?
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
How many countries have you been in?
35.
You've been in 35 countries?
35 countries.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, man.
Have you been working in all those countries, or did you go vacay in some of them?
Maybe 2 were vacations.
Okay, so you're mostly working. Do you feel like it's hard to really see the places when you're working? You know, because you got to either babysit the gear or you got to, do the job. That's not really it.
Yeah, man. You got to find your moments. You always got to remember, like, I'm here for a job. So you get to see it, but you don't get to see it. But, like, in your moments, in your pockets where you get to, like, go have a breakfast. I love to, like, just maybe wake up early enough to go have breakfast by myself. And that's me experiencing the culture. We go sit down with locals and maybe we'll chat it up about what it's like living there. Yeah, so that's my way of experiencing it. You're not always going to be able to, like, go have a full experience, but
yeah,
maybe a coffee or something with a stranger or something.
What would you like to do now if you had any choice on doing any kind of video project, or maybe not even video, photography instead? What would you like to see yourself do?
There's a photo documentary that I want to do that's kind of like takes place back home in Los Angeles, kind of around like the neighborhood that I grew up in. Kind of just humanizing.
Joshua Tree or the...
No, in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles,
yeah. It's just kind of like humanizing, like the people in the hood. I think it's like often looked at as like, oh, you grew up in the hood, so, you got to be this kind of person. And I just want to like humanize them through the power of imagery.
What's your favorite kind of shot to get? You have like a slow pan or like a signature shot that you do?
Oh, it's talking about like in film?
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten that far in my DP journey yet. No. Or my director journey yet. No. Not yet. I haven't found my like favorite thing yet. Right now I like to just
how would you describe your storytelling as?
How would I describe my storytelling? Nothing like when I'm talking. I feel like when I'm talking, my storytelling gets like a little bland. But in film, I think it's always about the surprise, right? Every time like the viewer gets comfortable, then you gotta like give them some type of shock, some type of like stimulant, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Give them some type of stimulant every time, right? And so that way, like the entire film feels like it's gradually growing, right? Until that like complete like exactly.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, I want to take portraits. I want to take portraits specifically in comedians, because I feel like comedians can be their true selves and like behind the on the other side of the lens. When you're photographing a comic, they can be really sad or vulnerable, or they could be super funny or hyper. Yeah. You can do the full range of expressions and portraitures, whereas like for a real estate person or someone who works at Walgreens, there's only so much you could do. But for a comic, you can show them vulnerable, or you can show them hyper funny, or
it's funny. Most comics that I've met, like when they're not on camera, they're not like...
Yeah, they're not on.
Yeah, they're not on.
There's only just a few.
Like, Matt Richardson, that dude is always on. Yeah. And he is hilarious. We spent a lot of time together in Saudi, me, him, and Saif. Saif is also always on. So like you find your few, but for the most part, when the camera goes off,
you're just like, so how were your favorite sports team?
Yeah.
Most people are pretty bland, yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because they say never meet your, like, idols, right? Because even though you see them as a human being.
I've met a couple of my idols, and I think it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Some people, right? There's some, like, idols, when they turn the thing off and they want to be human beings, like, they're very relentless about that, which I think is a good boundary to have. it's also like the catch-22, right? You want this world, or you got anointed to like be in this world, right? So part of it is you gotta always be on.
Well, when you meet enough celebrities and like people, you realize, oh, that's their job, and they're going into work, and they got good at their work,
Yeah.
and so they do their work well. And then when it's the off time, it's like, so what's for lunch? Like, you want to eat more chicken, or are you guys feeling more beefy, or like, I'm a vegetarian right now.
Yeah.
Like, the really, like, why are you telling me about your vegetarianism?
The unfortunate part about it all is that the fans don't understand that. The fans don't understand that. The fans are like, well, you're funny. I buy your stuff. I spend money on you, right? When you think about like a show, I think Mojo Brooks was talking about this, right? A show ticket could cost $75. It could cost $100.
When you go out to see a show, you're spending between $100 and $200 for the night.
100. That's light, because the tickets may cost $50 a piece. So now it's $100, right? And then you got to pay for parking, right? You got to probably going to do a dinner.
You have to have two item minimum, right? So,
right, 2 item minimum.
So you're either doing like some appetizers and a meal, or you're doing 2 drinks.
Two drinks, exactly. And that's usually just a start. It may like go up from there, right? And then you think about, maybe you guys are going to go hang out for the night because this is your only time that you guys got a babysitter, right, for a family. So, and then maybe
if you have kids, it can easily turn into a $200 to $500 a night.
And then maybe you got merch that you want to buy because this is your favorite comedian, right? So now in this night, you've invested $300, $400, $500, right? So when a fan sees you, they don't want to hear, "Oh, I'm tired." They're like, "Motherfucker, I pay your bills," right? And I think
it depends where you're meeting them. Like, if it's a meet and greet afterwards, like
no,
that's different from like just
from
like
meeting them at dinner, seeing them at dinner.
Like, if you're going and like you're waiting in line and Mo's at Starbucks in front of you, like, what do you expect from him?
Well, he won't be at Starbucks, but hallelujah.
I mean, like, yeah, all right, for whatever, like whatever. He's at Empire Cafe downtown.
Yeah,
like, and he's at the fancy coffee house, and he's in front of you in line. What do you expect from him? He wants his latte, and he wants to, like, maybe read a book on your shelf. Like, just like anyone else.
But not everybody like gets that, right? And that comes from like you working in the industry. And
I mean,
right, but not everybody
when
gets
you
that.
talk to that guy for a second, like, how much can you really expect him to like give you back in reality?
So for Mo in particular, because he's been the voice in his community, right? Before October 7th happened, he was the voice because he was the first person to get this like Palestinian family on Netflix in a way that they weren't looking like terrorists or like they were about to like do like some bombing or whatever, right? Like it was just
people being people.
They're people being people. And so when people see him, especially like his community, when they see him, it's not just about like, oh, there goes Mo. It's like, no, I want to tell you how much you like helped me get through these last however many months of watching my family being bombed and my home being bombed, right? So he took on a lot, which in turn I was there to like watch it all. And the stories that we heard were out of this world. We've heard like phone recordings of women. I heard a phone recording of a woman like saying how she doesn't know if she's going to make it through the night, so she wanted to get out this last one message to her family before everything came to a crash, and the message ended with a missile exploding. It was ridiculous, you know what I mean? So he is the voice for a community of people all around the world. When they see him, they don't want to hear, oh, he's tired. They want a picture, they want a hug, they want to tell him how much he means to them. So I was experiencing in that way.
And that could be tough, man.
It's very tough. Very tough. I watched him go through a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Having to kind of take that stuff on, right? And you don't know, a lot of people, they look at like the grass is greener type situation, and you don't know like how much it takes to like be in that position or be that person. The decisions you got to make, the careful attention that you have to like pay to every small detail, because you don't want
it means more when you're an ambassador.
Exactly, because you don't want your people misrepresented, right? Like in the wrong way. And then like people are like, oh, I told you they were like this, right? So he's like always having to be cautious of that. And then that in turn taught me to always look at my artwork with that careful scope. is this art doing what I want it to do? Am I taking the shot that I want to take? Am I right? Be very intentional about who you are and what you're doing.
That's a powerful lesson to take. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a better artist now because of that? And it's forced you to be more in the moment, maybe?
100%. 100%. I think that the things that I learned about the world and a different way to view the world, being more informed and reading more, not just about my experiences, about other experiences, has like helped me to see the world in a different way. And our job is to capture what we see, right? And so now that I get to see the world in this way, a lot of times I see a lot of jokes in very dark times.
Yeah.
But I think it's changing the way that I want to like tell stories and that I have approached storytelling.
Have you ever tried to do open mic stand up?
No.
No, you've never been to an open mic?
No. My boy Trey keeps telling me I gotta try it one time. Life tells me I gotta do it one time. So one time before I die, I am gonna do an open mic stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna try your 5 minutes?
I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see, man.
I think I'll be good at it.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings. So you either do very well your first time and then not well, you know, that you're second and third, and then you start doing well a little bit later.
Yeah.
Or you bomb your first time and then you do okay your second. Like, there's different ways it can go, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You know what it should look like, at least, because you've seen a lot of people go up, so you've had somewhat of an education in it.
Yeah. See, and then once I started getting into it, I started to like go back, and because I had seen old Eddie Murphy stand up and old Richard Pryor, but now I'm seeing it with a different lens on like how they were setting up joke bits and stuff like that, and now I can like see like, oh, okay, I understand what they were doing there. Yeah.
What was the funniest thing that ever happened to you when you were setting up a shot? You're setting up a shot and then, something goes off.
Setting up a shot? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. It's always like those like weird times when you're trying to get like some B-roll footage like out and like, all right, this is going to set up a shot. I was on tour with Justin and Toby in 2021. We were in Atlanta. And it was kind of cold that day, so we're like all bundled up, and me and Justin got the cameras on tripods, and we're downtown Atlanta. Some dudes hop off of a train. As soon as we get out of the hotel, they hop off a train, 2 dudes. They're all bundled up, and I'm like, I look at Justin, I said, bro, we might have to fight, bro, because they made a beeline to us. Straight off the train, they came straight to us. And I'm like, okay, if we got to fight, we got to fight. And the dudes walked up to me and said, with a camera in my hand, he says, you want to buy some crack?
Bro.
No, bro. That was probably the most interesting thing that had ever happened to me while I was like, I guess about to work on something.
Man, that's crazy.
Crack in the middle of the daylight, in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then also, what about me? It says that I smoke crack. It might have been how skinny I was. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I was thinking maybe you'd sell it for the camera or something.
That's hilarious. No, man. So, needless to say, I hate Atlanta.
I haven't been to Atlanta yet.
I hate Atlanta. Don't worry. You're not missing much.
Not missing much in Atlanta. I hear there's some good shit happening there film-wise.
Film-wise, there is some really good stuff there. But
a lot of incentives.
Infrastructure-wise, it's just not a huge city for the amount of people that came. And so traffic there be crazy.
All right. Before I let you go, is there any like local in-town cuisine that you would want to love on?
Local in-town cuisine, Chopping Block on Westheimer is phenomenal. Go get you some West African food.
What's good at Chopping Block?
What's good at Chopping Block? The beef suya.
And that's African food?
It's like they only like cut strips of beef with like a spice, like a pepper spice on it. Fire. Phenomenal. So the beef suya and then like the Mother Earth, which is like jollof rice, which is like a tomato-based rice. And then they got like a curry sauce on top of it with like, you can either do chicken or steak. It's Chopping Block. Pull up.
That's legit, man.
Pull up. I think they got a Michelin star or James Beard Award, something like that.
Oh, that's cool. And they're over on Westheimer?
Over on Westheimer.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. I don't know if it was Michelin star or I don't know what the awards are, but they got one of them.
All right, I need everyone to go online now and quote Javeon.
They got one of them. I don't know if it was a James Beard but yeah, they got an award.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool. I appreciate you being on. Can you go ahead and plug yourself? Let people know how they can find you and shit.
Thanks, brother. First and foremost, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course, man.
It's an honor.
It was fun taking your portraits, man.
Oh yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
Javeon Butler. You guys can find me on Instagram at J, the letter J, .Laray, Laray. Yeah, that's the best place to find me. And then I can link you out to all the other cool places that I'm hanging out at right now.
That's legit. And of course, I'm just going to switch over the camera to me. You can find me at owenstevensphotography.com, Rosenbaum Draws on Instagram. On TikTok, it's Rbomb, or that's TTMNOMP. That's the TTNOMMP. That's the name of my new podcast. That's the name of my new podcast on YouTube. I'm on Kick. I'm on Twitch. Everywhere on Facebook. Rosenbaum Draws is a good place to start if you're looking for me. And check out my photography, my wedding photography, and some of my comedy shots all over the place. And of course, if you're interested in illustration, hit me up, man. I'll sell you something. I really appreciate you being on, Javeon. It's been a lot of
realize
fun.
that I don't have enough places that you guys can find me on, so I'm gonna get on that now.
No, you gotta get all that.
I gotta get on it. TikTok, Twitch, Kick, all of it. We're about to do it all. Thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate you being on, man. It's been a lot of fun.
A pleasure's all mine.
All right, man.
Peace,
guys.